Okay, great. So the self-asserting fallacy, right? The logic of the gaps argument. So you can, if you can,
How is that
agree with
logic
me.
of the gap?
Yeah,
You are
so
doing
it's the
what the
logic
fuck,
of the gaps
you're
fallacy,
doing-
right? So
you're
you make the
using
same
a
blunder that you
bullshit
accuse the
logic.
Christian of,
logic
and
is
you
not
you allow
useful.
that to be there.
Floating. Now
The
you're
master
not
of
work.
logic
Doesn't
is the
work.
fractal. You feel? The master of logic is the fractal.
What do you
Because I'm
mean?
seeing-
No, 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 no. What do you
It
mean?
is.
No, no, no.
The fractal already shown, already Mandelbrot
the
already saying it. Hey, the fractal, I'm the logic because you can see I've done it. The Mandelbrot, the Benoit, Mandelbrot saying he's a doctor, he's a physician. He says something very amazing. He's in TED Talk talking about the fractal. That
Yeah, but
is
one
I am
second,
the
Soul.
logic.
Checkpoint, Soul. So CM, you're right. It's possible that logic is grounded in reality, right? But that still means now we have to find the thing that grounds reality itself, right?
Precisely.
And
No,
that's-
see, now you're
so
just
when we
fishing.
ask that question,
Nope, that does not follow. That does not follow.
I'm not
That
actually.
does
It does
not follow.
follow. I'll explain why. The reality that we know, the physical reality, is contingent. It cannot ground itself,
How do you?
and it cannot be grounded in a contingent thing. That's what contingent things are. Do you understand what contingent and necessary means?
Yes, and I think you're using it wrong. How is it? How do you know?
A contingent thing, a contingent thing is something that changes or is made up of
Something
parts.
that changes is something that changes. The contingent
You don't know-
means
you don't
it's
know
like
what these
dependent
contingents
on
are.
something else. That's what contingent means. Is how do you know the universe is dependent on something else?
The universe as a whole is a concept. The matter that makes up the universe is what you're trying to say. The things in the universe, that's what we're talking about. Those things are contingent things. If you take the totality of contingent things that we know of, that we experience, right, matter, energy, whatever you want to call it, you cannot say that totality as a concept is now necessary. It won't follow because by definition,
Well,
that
it won't
concept-
follow that it's
universe-
contingent either.
I'll tell you, it will, because by definition, the concept of the universe, which is a group of contingent things, is by definition contingent. It is
No,
literally
it's not.
made up.
That's
it
the
is made
composition
of
fallacy.
parts.
That's the composition
That's
fallacy.
not actually. No.
Yes,
That's
it
a
is.
misunderstanding.
If I put all the red objects in some bag, does it mean the bag is red?
I
That's
understand.
fine.
I understand.
Even if
That's
everything in the
fine.
universe is contingent,
I understand.
the universe-
Let me explain. Hang on a
That's a
second.
composition fallacy.
See, listen,
You have
Sam,
no
I-
clue what you're talking about. You're just fishing for your fucking little
I'll explain to you.
necessary being, so you can
I'll
like
explain to you. Yeah, I'll explain to you.
You're just
I
not very
understand
smart.
what-
Richard.
You gave a good example of composition fallacy.
Just not
I understand
very
what composition
smart.
fallacy is. What I'm telling you is that the definition of something that's contingent is that it depends on its parts. The universe, if you're calling the universe